Demand for all forms of security, including bodyguards, is increasing in South Africa. This comes at a time when crimes like kidnapping are on the rise. The Private Security Industry Regulatory Authority's annual report for 2021-2022 period shows that there are now over 2.5 million registered security officers across the country. What's going on? Are police no longer enough? Well, let's discuss this more with Michael Bolais, who's a security specialist. Michael, thank you so much for your time this evening. Is there a demand that we've seen, or a spike in demand now for private security? By private security, I mean those who would guard our bodies.
Yes, it has escalated immensely in the last couple of years due to, unfortunately to mention, police corruption, no proper visual policing in South Africa, and not the police being, able to protect and serve. So therefore, those who can afford it will definitely have better guards and even specialized bodyguards.
Yeah, but that's not an expensive exercise, just all in the name of being safe.
Yes, due to the kidnappings as well, and something that needs to be noted is that crime does escalate in South Africa between October and November. In our opinion, up to 200% even. It's like the criminals decide, let's jump in and get as much as we can. And they will surveil and see which crimes they can commit, can get away with, and that pays well. So kidnapping is one of them. You get many forms of kidnapping. So the high-level kidnappings that has been in the media of late, the suggestion would always be that very rich people, very prominent people should have bodyguards, highly specialized bodyguards, but take in consideration that the kidnapping syndicates and the kidnapping gangs are extremely well equipped themselves. They do proper surveillance, they do proper evaluation, so they will know and identify the bodyguards, and this might just make that they themselves will be up to stand up against the bodyguards, and this might end out in shooting and killing bodyguards as well.
Are we seeing a spike in the certain types of crimes, as you're saying that, you know, crime increases between the October-November period during every year, but are we seeing a spike in terms of the definite crimes that are on the, you know, that are more popular, so to say? So you speak about kidnapping. Are we seeing a significant spike in how many kidnappings there are, as we would have witnessed in previous years with cash and transit heists and the like? But this one specifically, how significant of a spike are we actually witnessing here?
Look, there's definitely a serious spike in kidnapping due to the fact that it's all known. The kidnappers also watch the news. They are watching us now. They read the newspaper and they follow all the social media comments. Kidnapping pays. Unfortunately, it's no use I lie about this. It's a fact. So kidnapping will be one of the main crimes that they would commit, especially during this time of the year. It could be a short kidnapping. You may be walking to the mall, and when you go out, they have spotted you, identified you by their spotters, seeing you having a lot of jewelry on and expensive clothes and a beautiful car, and you will be targeted. The public must be very, very careful with expensive jewelry and how they present themselves, and especially on social media, flashing their cars, their holiday homes. You know, nowadays the people are extremely careless. They put absolutely everything on social media, what they wear, how much they have, and how beautiful their places and so forth are. And the criminals of today do take note of that, and then they could plan any form of attack, whether it's a hijacking, whether it's a house robbery, or whether it's even attacking you in your holiday home. So I would suggest that people refrain from putting any form of compromising information on social media. So then you've got your high-level kidnappings, which has escalated in the last couple of months. We're dealing with quite a lot. And it's known, and unfortunately it does come out, that the kidnappers return those that they have kidnapped because payments were made.
Okay.
In the high-level kidnappings, you will pay multi-million rands to get your loved one back. In the lesser, medium-sized kidnappings, we can call it like that, it is a day-to-day thing. They keep you for a couple of days, get a couple of bucks, and they return you.
Michael, you know, as you're speaking about this, it makes one wonder, how do you spot a potential kidnapper? Is there any way that, you know, as we're, you know, going through this conversation, somebody at home can go, actually, then how do I know that I'm a potential target? How do I know that somebody is targeting me? Are there any telltale signs that would suggest that actually somebody is looking at me or somebody is paying extra attention to me as well as my whereabouts?
Shockingly, I have to say, the only way that you will pick up anything is if you live in a form of positive paranoia. That's what I call it. You need to be careful. People aren't. They drive around constantly on the phone. They don't see what's going on around them. They don't even look properly left and right anymore. They just never think it would happen to them. So here's the thing. There's many levels of kidnapping, but let's take the one where we would warn the public how the kidnappers would work. They will not kidnap you if you have got no money. So if you're flashy dressed and you got everything on social media and you're not positive paranoid, there's a possibility that you could be kidnapped by either the medium group that takes the smaller amounts in, or the if you're an extremely rich person and you don't have, and I would suggest specialized bodyguards to assist, especially during this time, that they can take you. You should refrain from exposing yourself in any way, and you should be aware of your surroundings. You should be careful. When you drive around, you shouldn't be on your phone. You should be careful where you go to, and when you go, you should prepare it properly. You should have devices on your phone that can track and trace you, and you should constantly be aware of your surroundings. And you should take different routes, etc., etc. But they don't, unfortunately. They think it will never happen to them.
Yeah, Michael, unfortunately, time is not on our side, but I have to ask this. When we're looking at syndicates, are there syndicates that are known to you, those that are working within the security industry? Are there certain, you know, places and there certain groups that are known to you that are quite prevalent in being the kidnappers?
During the years, certain names has definitely come up. But once again, you cannot mention names unless you have got the absolute facts. And these groups are all connected transatlantic with overseas criminals. And they unfortunately extremely connected with corrupt policemen, even people in government or in municipalities. They've got their spotters. They've got their groups in South Africa. It's an oiled machine. This is not a little fly-by-night group. They plan 6 months ahead. They are very aware of everything. The day they strike, they have absolutely everything of you. There's nothing they don't know. All your money, all your movements, everybody in your family, everything on your phone, and they do it with all their connections. On the medium-sized, as I've explained, all of us in South Africa must be careful. When we have malls, when we drive around, we should be careful. Anybody today, unfortunately, is a target for hijacking, kidnapping, or house robbery. And these are the main crimes that I'm concerned about in these couple of months.
Michael, we'll have to leave it there for this evening, but thank you very much for your insight. Michael Bolhuis is a security specialist there, just giving us some more information around the prevalence of kidnapping as well as other crimes in South Africa. But